felt like we could have hooped outside today. You hear me? But I'm glad everybody who's listening made it through. I know we had a couple different things going on, especially yesterday. Slips and falls, 911 emergency trucks crashing, salt trucks crashing. But we made it. And we're here again for another great episode of What Up Doe Radio.
Yes, sir.
I'm your guest. I'm your host.
Your guest, be my guest.
Oh, Dirty. I got a nice show tonight. I got Christopher R. Daniels. He's going to talk about the film he just directed, Missing. Is it Missing in St. Louis or just Missing?
Missing in STL.
Missing in STL. I'm going to bring him to the table and get. Also, I was blessed to find out that Ty Dennis was coming on tonight as well. Making waves. He's been making waves for a long time. Clippers and Cops. Great movement right there. I thought that this was a great. I'm glad Elizabeth Danielle brought him on. I thought that was a great. He could give me a little insight on that. It just so happens last night I was on Prime Video watching this movie called Sounds of Freedom with Jim Caviezel. It's about this guy who's going all across the world searching for missing kids who were being kidnapped by pedophilia. Man, it was a really, really, really great movie. So it gave me a lot of energy coming into this evening, speaking with our guest, Christopher R. Daniels. Do people always call you by your whole name?
Nah, yeah, so it's mainly Chris.
Okay, all right.
It sound like you're rich.
Right, that's why I go with it. Right?
Okay. So, without further ado, how's everybody doing first and foremost?
Good,
Awesome,
good,
awesome.
Awesome, good. Chris, man, why don't you step up to this blue chair over here, man? While we
Hello, love. How are
sit
you?
on down, man.
I'm good. How are you? Good to see you as well.
Yeah, everything. Send it that way, though. No, point it at him. Oh, okay. Hey, get that together for me, Jay. How y'all doing? What up, though? Michael Bourne,
What's going on?
Stedman Grams. I always wanted to know what that name meant anyway, bro.
Stedman.
Yeah. Oh, Stedman Graham. I kind of get it now. I get the Stedman part, but I don't get the Grams part. Yeah. That's my guy. He do a lot of crazy ass shit on here from time to time. I got the NWA New York Yankee jacket going on tonight. All right. He said he heard it tonight.
Yo, that was so awesome.
What?
Yeah, Pierre, do you want to speak on that before we get going?
49ers fan?
Because somebody went on there and said,
Yeah,
I
they-
swear that he
We don't even address no stupid
Hey,
shit
you
like
know what I'm
that,
saying?
man.
He just found out the 49ers was a football team 2 years
right.
ago.
He
He
just leading, right.
thought that was a bowling team.
He was leading the boom.
So you saying it was never true?
Yeah, that was bullshit with that shit. But anyway,
Yeah.
Mr. Daniels, the man of the hour, man. How's it feel?
Yes, sir.
This your first film?
I did a couple short films and some stage productions, man. But yeah, this is the first feature. We definitely excited about it.
How did you pick this topic to be?
Well, so I've been working with youth since '96. Like my first job as a 16-year-old was working at the school program. So after working with kids for so long, I see the trauma that they're going through in different areas. And then I heard a story a couple years back, man, of a 14-year-old boy being found in the river with his organs gone. And then it didn't even make the news. Like it wasn't even. It was like didn't even care really. So after I heard about that, man, it started getting on my heart, trying to come up with some stories that we can put together to start trying to make some type of impact. And I went to sleep one night, woke up. This is a story that came to me.
All right.
So that was the energy, or that was your inspiration, that story? Or
Yeah.
did you said you made some short films before that, though?
Yeah, so before that, I was doing a lot of like the short films I was doing. It still was pertaining to youth. They had like a Christian fan base to it, type of stuff. But yeah, it's been all youth stories.
I want to ask questions like that because it's important for us to get to know where you came from to order to get to know where you're at right now.
Gotcha.
So you give us a brief synopsis of like how Christopher R. Daniels became. When made you start putting the R there?
Well, that's the Robert thing. And there's so many Christopher Daniels in the entertainment. Like, there's a wrestler named Christopher Daniels. There's a couple actors. So I'm like, yeah, I had to try to figure out a way to distinguish the two, since that's the lane I'm trying to get into.
Okay.
But yeah, so behind me, man, it's just been all youth, all arts. I've been doing this for, like I said, since '96, man. I'm 41 now. So I did everything from Christian rap to stage productions. Lived in Atlanta, did some productions there. was one of those extras in Medea Goes to Jail. You know, so you see that Kmart saying, "Oh, that's my," you know, that little quick little moment. You know how they always get excited
Don't
about that
blink.
little quick little spot. Yeah, that was me. I was in there.
Don't blink.
Right. Don't blink, cause you're gonna miss it. $75. But yeah. Yeah.
Come on with it.
Yep.
So that led to, like, you're from St. Louis?
Born and raised right here in St. Louis. Like I said, my mom, she saw where my friends was going. I went to Rear View. You know, the Palace was open, so I was one of them youngsters that was always up at the Palace. My mom was like, "Nah, bro, you got to do something different." So she started forcing me to volunteer working with kids for a month. And then the owner came to me and said, "You working harder than people I'm paying." And she put me on payroll. And since her putting me on payroll as a youngster, working with little kids, it's been my thing ever since.
Did that make you have a natural, not attraction, but a natural affliction for the care of children? Like,
Yeah, man, because when you're a youth, you don't really care. You don't really see it. But once you're a little older and you're seeing the trauma that these kids are going through, you see the bullying, you see the domestic abuse, you see how it impacts when the parents are not in the house. And then since I've been doing it so long, I'll say 8th graders get pregnant. You know, I've seen 6th graders get killed. You know, so throughout them years, you know, the passion for it got a little bigger and a little stronger to where we at now. So
but I asked someone before, like, do you know anyone who's ever been kidnapped? And I don't know anybody that does. I think one person told me they knew somebody that was kidnapped once before. Right. And you would never, it seems like it's something that doesn't affect our community.
It seems like it's something that don't affect our community, but check this out. On the 16th day of this year, January 16th, there were 16 kids already missing in St. Louis City. Just the city. 16 kids reported missing on the 16th day. That's one kid a day already this year.
How many been found?
Out of them, none of them that are from that number. And last year alone, in Missouri, it was over 700 young people.
Damn.
Wow.
700, but it don't make the news. So because it ain't in the news, we chilling. We trusting our kids to be walking the streets at night. You know, we trusting that everything is gonna be good, but that ain't the case.
I mean, a lot of times people make waves on Facebook or on social media saying, "Can you please find?" They've been gone for 2 or 3 days,
Right.
And you never really hear any.
The
Did they come back?
The outcomes.
And then it's like a couple times somebody got mad at me because I asked, like, did your daughter ever come back? They never answered the question. I'm like, I mean, you put it out there. I wanted to know.
You give us the update.
Let me ask you this. So out of the missing, is this, or you saying like this more kidnapping, or, I mean, because when I think of missing, somebody done did something somewhere dead.
It's a mixture. When it comes to those kids missing, it's a mixture. Some of them runaways. Matter of fact, most black kids, when they come on missing, the reason why we don't get an Amber Alert on our phone, because they automatically assume that they ran away. We don't get the same level of attention and respect for our kids.
How do you know the difference? How do you know?
That's what the problem is.
Sound like a white person when you call.
Because you do have teenagers that go through things, and you do have teenagers when you get puberty, you get that in you that
Right.
you can do this on your own and you can do that on your own, and I don't have to listen to you.
Right.
How do you distinguish this is the person that I should go looking for? Like, how do you?
So for me, and the great thing about this premiere, we're gonna have these other missing organizations that are doing stuff in the city. They're gonna be there that night talking and answering questions as well. But for me, it's like, don't check on our level. You know, matter of fact, think about it. 20 years ago, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? We don't do that no more. Like, all of that. We shouldn't have to try to decipher which one is important, you know, or which one is missing. Give them all that same energy. So I'm a drama teacher at Normandy Middle School.
Okay.
So I'm working in the trenches with the kids. So, you know, so there's a couple times. Matter of fact, this year we had like 3 kids at different times who I saw the blast on Facebook. They was missing. Some of them was running away because they didn't want to get in trouble. Some of them was somewhere they weren't supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So luckily they was all found.
Right.
But those kind of stuff is, you know. But you're right. You know, most of us, we think our kids are dealing with attitudes and trauma. They don't want to go home. So, but that's how they get treated with the police and the media.
When does it become an epidemic? And to us, like, no one takes that. I don't think people really take that serious. Like, especially us, most of us have older kids. So, like,
I think the main situation, the problem, we don't take any of their trauma serious. Like as adults, we act like it ain't there. We'll go through a whole divorce and not talk to the kids about it, and we think that we're protecting them from, but they're going through it, and we don't even give them a chance to have that conversation to talk about it. So these kids, man, like I had, I'm at Normandy Middle, right? Had a young man bring a gun to school. He brought the gun to school because he was afraid for his life when he was leaving and going somewhere else. But that kind of stuff, but we don't hear about it. We ain't talking about it, you know. So the goal that we need to do as adults is try to come up with ways to start protecting these kids and start preparing these kids for when those situations happen.
when this guy Rashard Jamal, he's supposed to be a cult leader. That's
I heard about that. Yeah.
Cult leader out of St. Louis. Well, I think he's from Georgia, but he's apparently 6 to 8 different people have come up missing. He had them staying out at a hotel out in Hazelwood, and they kind of vanished.
They kind of just vanished along with him. Yeah.
How is it? I mean, and I said that because you brought up that we don't listen to our children, and they are easily led astray by some other things just because no one is listening to anything they say.
We working too hard. This that season of mama and daddy at work. If they both in the house, they don't mean they there. Cause so everybody we hustling and trying to make stuff happen. We thinking we doing it for them, but we leaving them out, and they having to raise themselves, and that's
Babies raising babies.
Babies raising babies. And then I bring up another thing too. So like, let's say you out, right? And a stranger come up to you, you welcome a stranger in front of your kids. You have fun. Hey man, I hollered at you, man. Appreciate you just being nice. You being cordial. But your kids see that interaction, and then that person go to your child later, that your child think that's a safe place. So if you don't have that conversation with your kids, they don't know how to differentiate what's real, what's not, who can I trust, because we ain't talking to them.
What age should that start, you think?
Huh?
What age should that start?
Man, that should start as soon as a kid is able to talk. Even I know some families even talk about safe touches. You start that out with a 3-year-old. But when they get a little older, like when I was growing up, I said this earlier today. When I was growing up, my mom we had passwords. So like if you came to pick me up,
Pineapples.
you hit me for real. But guess what? Somebody, even if it was a family member, they roll up. Hey, your mom said, "Come on, I'm here to pick you up." I'm standing there. I'm waiting on the password. I'm not even going to tell you I'm waiting on the password. You might think I'm being rude. You might think I'm being whatever. But if you don't say it, I'm walking.
Y'all had some shit going on.
No, my mama made sure. No. She made sure we didn't have nothing going on.
Man,
She put that extra.
I ain't never heard of
levels.
that.
I respect
Right,
that.
but
Herb, come get his ass.
But think about it, because most of these kids that come up missing, they're not missing because of a stranger in a white van. They're coming up missing because of a familiar face, or a friend of the family, or somebody that's close to them. That's majority of the time. It ain't always that random stranger that look like look like somebody with some candy. You want some candy, kids? That ain't always the case.
I can recall a time I was in Forest Park and I got jumped, hit in the head with a wrench, and these kids took my bike, probably 11 or 12 years old, and I was going crazy, and this man just pulled up. What's wrong? I said, they stole my bike. He said, come on, let's get it. I just hopped in the car with him. Like,
Right, you ain't
like,
thinking.
Let's ride, OG. You finna ride, all right.
That was
when the lock slammed on the door, I'm like,
you didn't think about
I
it.
was, but he was
airport
really
not
being a
that
good
way.
He was
Samaritan.
really being a good Samaritan, but that ain't.
That's
Listen,
I told my mama what happened. She whooped my ass.
Yeah.
Don't you ever get no
buddy.
car with nobody.
Hey, Dirty. Hey, Dirty. The airport's not this way.
right.
But
Why we see the arch? Where we going?
But that just shows you some of the values that was instilled. I just didn't know. I was freaking out about my bike, but at the same time, these same little passages or messages or testimonies that we don't give our children now, a lot of times I'm like, I hate when kids like eat with tablets and stuff at the table and shit like that, like, because
What you saying
it eliminates
Yeah, that
that
connection.
conversation that we should be having about the course of your day. And you might want to talk about somebody who's been bothering you, but because I'm too busy to do this and I kind of want you to just leave me alone for a couple of minutes,
Yeah.
you don't never get to talk about what's going on in your life.
Yeah.
So I always felt like dinner time or any time that you sit, family should always have a couple minutes or 30 minutes throughout the course of the day where they discuss this, that, and the third. And nobody should be expurgated from that.
Big or small, what happened today? What was going on? Even if it's that random, yeah, and this man, he looked like he was following me outside, but just have that conversation. Because sometimes the kids, even teenagers, they'll see something and they'll be like, "Ah, they want nothing." But no, half of the time, you might be saving somebody else. Might not be that person getting in trouble, but they might be saving somebody else from something.
And I guess that's the most important thing. As we move forward, like tell us more about this movie, Missing in STL.
Yeah, so the movie is about a group of kids. They get kidnapped, and they waiting for something, whether it's a ransom or somebody coming to pick them up, but they from the inner city. They from St. Louis City, North City. They realize ain't nobody coming. So these kids realize that the only way we're going to get about this situation is if we fight back. So you got these kids, these St. Louis City kids. I think it's like 6. St. Louis City kids, and in this story, they fighting these people back to get free. And it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. I can tell you this. There's one line in there. One of the kidnappers come to him. He like, "Man, I'll punch a kid." He like, "Yeah, but I'm from North City." And they whoop this dude's butt. So, so we do a lot of, got some humor to it too.
What was it shot at? Whole movie shot in St. Louis?
Whole movie shot in St. Louis. A composer, actually. We got the music scored right here in St. Louis.
awesome.
Yep, Kevin Kaufman. My boy Vidal, he with us today, man.
Dale.
He was the DP on it, man. So, everything St. Louis. The actors of St. Louis.
I was going to ask you, are they from St.
Oh
Louis?
yeah, everybody.
It's their first time?
Everything from the end to we even with the music side, like the theme song. Stevie Sky and Divine Truth, they did the theme for it, man. So yeah, we really excited.
You wrote it all?
Yep, I wrote it out.
Is this something that you think that should be displayed in schools?
So there are some scenes because of the scenes, like when you talk about there's one scene where we have to really get real to the situation. So once we get real in that situation, that one scene might make it automatically not available.
So is it like cussing, or is it something sexual? Or
No, not something sexual, but just for the simple graphic of it. Like if you're talking about kids getting kidnapped for organs, you need to let it be known how important that is. So there's a scene where we show you what that looked like.
When I was in high school in my freshman year, I went to Hazelwood East. And
83.
Okay.
and there was this movie called Dead is Dead. I don't know if any of you seen it, but we had to get a permission slip before we could even watch it. It was in the freshman health class.
Now, what we were, because I work in Normandy, so we actually are in the conversations of, hey, rent the theater out and just busting all the kids in to come and check out the
That
film.
would be pretty smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it showed you every possible way to get high off of drugs, like even showing you needles in your arms. They
I
was
think I
putting
remember
needles
something
in
like that. I went to Riverview, but I
I
think
want
I
you to
remember
see
something
that.
like that.
because it worked
It
for
shocked
me.
you.
'Cause
It'll scare
shot
you
shit.
straight.
Yeah, because I'd never known any of these things, and then to know that they were sticking needles inside their private areas, throwing up off of pills, like it just showed you every possible way to get
What's that
high.
movie again?
It's called Dead is Dead.
Go check that out.
Wow.
Yeah, after school specials did work for me. I don't want to use them.
We don't even have them no more. They got rid of them.
No one.
Well, you don't hear there's a whole bunch of stuff that
don't-
we
right,
had
The bill.
that helped the village. I'm just a bill. On my way up Capitol. We don't have none of that stuff
Before
no
my
more.
time.
They get up, but and because
I
of
had to
social
know
media and because of the phones, they getting what the adults is getting.
Yeah.
That sexy red. That ain't for the 8-year-old, but the 8-year-old know all the words.
That's because they 21-year-old mama is listening.
I'm just saying.
I
I'm
read-
just saying it's too much.
I read a quote by, I can't remember, it'll come to me who said it, but it was like, yes, the youth have way more information than we did growing up, but their ability to understand it is at a minimum. So you can know all this and know all of that, but if you don't know how to decipher or digest information, it's no good to you. And they use it the wrong way. They use it to
They
try
use
to
it the wrong way.
Exactly. So, like, where's the gatekeepers? Like, I guess we can keep running that question around and around again.
We're
Like,
gonna keep asking that question because there's not too many people willing to step up and even try to be that gatekeeper. Because at the end of the day, we all about ourselves. and we all have our own hustle. You know what I'm saying? Even now, we're gonna go out for ourselves. And that's St. Louis. Like, we're gonna do what we need to do for ourselves. There are people who want to do it or claim to do it. Some of them are doing an amazing job. Shout out to Marlon Whitfield, the fire at the Whitfield Foundation. But there's some people who just do it just for the coins. Yeah.
Most people.
Just enough to show up quickly, and then you get that money, then you disappear and you sit back down until next year when it's time to do another gala or something.
So is this movie to you just as important to the parents as it is to the children?
I think it goes both ways. Because in this film, like I said, we bring up the conversation of, are you preparing your kids for the worst?
Right.
The worst travesties in our lives are those we don't prepare for. So in this film, we see the league being prepared for this season, and that's how she's able to help these other kids through this situation.
What's your expectations of the movie?
It's hard to say because I'm also not one of them ones. Like, I love what I do. I love what we're doing. I'm hoping it does a good.
What's considered good?
What I consider good? I think what I consider good is people going to look at it and leaving like, all right, that was cool. I don't want a whole bunch of people come like, man, that was some Tubi.
Speaking of Tubi.
So we're not all bad though. A lot of people watch it though.
I know.
A lot of kids watch it too. So
I know.
The point is to get the message across.
That's the point.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, and that's the point because I'm not really caught up on thinking it's about to. Well, man, I'm about to blow up. I'm about to be on Netflix. That ain't the case.
And that's what I was saying. Is that something that you'll be looking like? This not gonna be your last movie.
No. Matter of fact, our goal is to put out 3 this year. This is the first one. And then even after this first one, they're dealing with the kids being kidnapped. There's gonna be a Missing STL 2 where we deal with the older the young older ladies, and that's gonna be doing sex trafficking.
Are you doing like casting calls, or you just these people you already know?
It's a mix. We do casting calls. I teach acting classes. So sometimes I pull in people from those acting classes. Sometimes I pull in, I might see somebody on somebody else's project, and then I also reach out to the agencies here. Hey, I need a 5-year-old. I need a 6-year-old. I need this.
I charge $100,000 a movie.
That's what's up.
That's why he ain't in none.
He said that's why he ain't in none.
No, my shit private. you should check me out.
He said that's why he ain't in none.
Hey, it's worth all 15 seconds.
He said 15 seconds. Hilarious.
Hey, I'm a star of the movie, baby.
But yeah, so that's but no, my expectations for this one, this is the foundation for everything else.
Well, let me ask you this because we're going some honest shit.
Yeah, I got you.
It's a lot of. You probably like what in the last 6 months? Probably like the 5th person that we had on the show that's doing movies.
Right. Man, that's what's up.
Is this something you watching these movies that you don't like, or because a lot of times when we see the short, it's like we can look at the beginning and already know the end, off the rip. So is it anything that you don't like what you're seeing, or that you try to make sure that your movies are not?
So I hate watching films that have a weak story. The weak story, like, and I'm talking like scripted throughout.
Right.
Like you can watch an action film, but it has no plot. It feels like you just watching action, but it don't mean nothing. Mm-hmm. My thing is making sure that story, no matter if it's a quality good or bad, the story's good. And where you taking me, I'm invested in where we going, and that's what's important to me.
That's why Tubi movies good.
Yeah.
Because the
storylines be good. Acting sometimes
it be shot on an iPhone, but the storyline be good.
Segue.
We identify with a lot of.
Yeah.
Who directed and produced it?
Which one?
Your movie. You.
I did.
Cat
So
Williams.
you got. So you.
I said Cat Williams. He doing everything.
So I mean that in retrospect of the camera. You had to learn about the camera.
No. So I wrote it. I directed it. My boy Vidal, he did the the cinematography. So we worked together. Now usually when you make a movie on an independent film, you got like 20 to 30 people in the background doing stuff. We had a skeleton crew, and we was wearing multiple hats. Even when it came to the editing, we did the editing. So we're definitely proud of this film, and we are proud that this film. One of those things we hoping this film does give us the finances, give us the funds to expand and bring more professionals in and build out our team as we build to something else.
Last thing. With the finances, how do y'all make, well, you ain't really got to get into it, but with it being at the Galleria, is that like a 50-50 thing, or how does that work at being at the Galleria?
Some of the local theaters, what they'll do, sometimes they do a 50-50, sometimes they do a 60-40 split. But they'll help with the advertisement. Like, matter of fact, all of the movies leading up to this one, all of their movies, they ran the trailer on all of their stuff. And the same thing with MX. MX does that as well. They partner with local filmmakers to give them that opportunity.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah, and then some of us we're starting to learn how to get it on in social like streaming and all of those things. But it's pretty dope, especially when the other option is you showing it at your house, or you trying to rent out a bar with a big TV, and everybody just sitting around the TV watching it. So man, it's a shout out to the local theaters for making that thing happen. So
Yes, that's dope.
Bobo said you was a stunt double for Lil Bow Wow on Roll Bounce.
So the Missing in St. Louis movie premiere is this Friday.
Yes. So the movie premiere is this Friday. Is at 7 p.m. And what we do, I love it how we doing it. We doing like the whole red carpet. So, we got the actors, even the young people, they getting dressed head to toe. They coming in with the red carpet, the flashing of the camera, doing interviews. We have a talk back with the cast at the end so they can ask the kids questions, ask everybody questions.
That's
A
awesome.
part of it is trying to make our people feel like they somebody, outside of just talking about the film, everything I do, my goal is to make somebody remember, get them a moment that they remember for the rest of their life. So that's where we at.
I wish I had
This
an
is a red carpet
elementary
at
school.
7.
I would have you come and show it on the. And remember, y'all used to watch movies in the gym.
Oh yeah, right.
and
On
have
they
all
put
the
their
kids
TV out.
Come in and watch it though, because that's
Yeah.
it's so easy to get the masses out and the information out. But you're in a situation to where you have something that we should really watch and listen to, or at least get the children to.
Yeah.
And you don't have the masses behind you to make that happen.
Yeah.
You can't even take it in your own school without a situation.
Right.
Like, please help y'all. He trying to do something great for the city.
We trying to make it. But like you said it's 6 people. You said y'all had 6 filmmakers. I think we got the film credit now. Y'all know about that, right?
Yeah.
That. So it's gonna be more that's been in the background. That's finally finally we can try to figure out how to do that. But I'm a firm believer, man, that St. Louis, now that they did that, we're gonna be like that Midwest Hollywood. That's that goal. We got Chicago doing a whole bunch of stuff. So we just trying to.
Write me a movie.
Did you try to connect with any of the directors in the city like that?
Oh yeah. So some of us we starting to connect. Matter of fact, a couple of days ago, I was at this mixer where they had everybody, and I'm not just talking about our people, like all nationalities. We was all in this room, all the heavy hitters. Some of them that was a part of this feature film that was just shot here. The first film that was a part of that tax credit, all of them was in the room. So
Okay.
that trying to build it, and believe it or not, the ones that got the money that's holding it, they want us.
Right.
To get in the room, man. So yeah, we
You
definitely.
was rubbing elbows. You was rubbing elbows.
Oh yeah.
It's
We was
important.
out there. We was out there trying to make some stuff
You
happen.
put that in there.
Huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
16.
No, they all know about it. Yeah, they all know about it. So yeah, that's what we doing. That's
So you
what
say
we
you
doing.
come. You trying after this one. You gonna try to come with another one.
Yeah. So once we get this one done, another one of my fan bases is the churches, both here in Iowa, Atlanta, Tulsa. So what we're doing is with that one, we're doing a film called But If Not.
But and that's gonna be
It's
based
a
on
Christian.
churches.
So what it is there's this belief that God can do anything. He can heal. He can save you. He can set you free. He can do all of this stuff. But what do you do if he doesn't? So that film's like, even when he doesn't, is he still God?
You're gonna wait till something happen and say God did it.
Yeah. Even if he doesn't, is it still God? So these two families, they hoping, they praying for something to happen, and nothing happens. Both of them experience death.
You better stop talking.
I'm sorry.
Somebody gonna steal your shit.
I don't care about it. Hey, if
Yes,
they
you
think they
do.
can do it.
Fuck around Tyler Perry, get your shit. You gonna be mad
Hey,
as a motherfucker.
run it. Hey, no. Because look, on Facebook right now, we are streaming live. So I got a video proof and the timestamps that we said it here. So,
Right.
but yeah, that's where we at.
Look what he put.
What'd he say?
Do a documentary, Mr. Matthews and Let Dirty
Matthew
Play
Dickies. Yeah.
Dirty play, Mac. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like Mr. Nasty.
How many people are missing in St. Louis right now in 2024? Oh, that's done. Yeah. So remember, that I got that question. I think we talked about that earlier.
It was 16 in the first 16.
It was 16 in the first 16 days. So of course, today is what, the 23rd, 24th. I'm sure that number has risen.
So,
And remember, that number was just in St. Louis City. That ain't the county. That ain't.
Is that accurate?
Yeah, I went straight to the Missouri Department
Of missing people.
Yeah, they got a whole website, and on that website, every picture of the people missing, every single step, the police put it in there
so
in that database.
what do you want from this? What is your final goal? Like your final goal about this movie right here? What did you want from this?
So my goal is to get us talking about stuff we don't talk about, like we're doing right now. That's the goal. You know, of course, I want it to be entertaining. I want it to be fun. I want it to be a memorable experience. But I want some families to get hope. You know, those that are dealing with some missing people. I want them to find some hope in this film. But I want us to start thinking about ways that we can start protecting our babies.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the goal. You know, if it pops off and if we make a lot of money, that's good, because all that money ain't gonna do nothing but go to the next thing I do for the kids, the next film that we put together. So
You better put some of that money in your pocket.
Well, how can we find?
You should ask me what I want to
How
get.
can we find?
100,000.
How do we find the movie besides Danielle Elizabeth?
right.
But how?
So you can find the movie. So first of all, our website is teamfocusproductions.com.
What is it?
Team Focused. That's past tense. Focused. Teamfocusproductions.com. Have all the information on there for the classes, for the films, for all the stuff we do with the youth.
Okay.
On Instagram, Team Focus STL. But yeah,
Okay.
Team Focus STL is everywhere.
When is the movie?
When? It is this Friday at 7 p.m. at the Galleria 6 Cinemas. That's the red carpet. Now it's gonna be there for 2 weeks.
It's gonna be from 11 to 5.
Yeah, that's all of them that particular day. So each day the times will be changing. It won't be always the same time.
That's
period.
Friday's time.
But the
That's
red
Friday's
But the red
times.
carpet is at 7.
The red carpet is doing at 7 p.m. showing.
Y'all got free popcorn?
That's what somebody else asked me.
I'm fucking
man.
with you now.
No, really, real talk. I was at a church and one of the mothers was like, when I went to go see Color Purple, they gave me free popcorn.
They could afford to.
This ain't
I
coming.
I said, but when you went to go see Color Purple, they charged you $20 for that seat. We ain't charging you the $20 for that seat. We want to make sure you come in and enjoy the film.
The price not important. Y'all just show up and support.
Please.
Missing in St. Louis.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is
Man,
there
we
anything
appreciate you
else
coming
wanna
on.
say before
What's
we
your
go?
social media outlet? How can they get in touch
So
with
you
you?
can get in touch with me, like I said, Team Focus STL. That's across all social media, even TikTok. TeamFocusProductions.com. Yeah, and the last thing I want to say, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Stay focused.
Hey, that was a good one. Say it again.
The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. And stay focused.
Stay focused, my man.
Stay focused.
That's it.
All right, y'all. Missing in
Listen
St.
in
Louis.
STL, yeah.
Premiere this Friday, man. 126-24 at the Galleria.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Shout out to
Right.
Danielle
You don't have
Elizabeth.
to burn out. We're gonna bring
You
up.
hang out?
We're gonna bring talk for a second. Then,
All right, cool.
that's what we do up here.
That's what's up.
Conversation get a little juicy after y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we
After
just-
we get everybody, information out.
Sounds
Ty
good,
walking like he
sounds
just
good.
got done hooping the other day.
I don't hoop no more, baby.
You walking like it.
It's that cold in the water, huh? The cold in the rain getting to them.
Doctor said I need a bacchiotomy.
Now the bacchiotomy.
Back be bothering me. I gotta stretch.
A bacchiotomy.
Yep.
Lower back be bothering me.
Yeah, you just clean that up, cause that didn't sound right.
Backyard.
You ain't never seen
It
half-baked.
sound
You ain't never
bacchiotomy.
seen half-baked. And half-baked Dave Chappelle said, Doctor said I need a bacchiotomy. Come on, man.
Fourth time, man.
He ain't have cable, my bad, fat. Fat, he ain't have cable, my bad.
I wasn't smoking weed. I ain't watching no half baked.
Man, when we was in college, we ain't have no cable. You watched all the movies.
Well, see, clippers and cops, motherfuckers. What's up?
What a way to
time,
come
man.
into the show.
Yeah.
I've been here
time on the
before. This
show.
is my second time. You wasn't here when I came.
Well, welcome back then.
Hello, how are
Show,
you?
hip ass.
What's the word, man?
What's going on?
Neighborhood. What's the word, baby?
Man, still at it, still out here grinding, still trying to make St. Louis great again.
What's Clippers and Cops doing for you, or what's doing for the nation right now?
So Clippers and Cops, of course, is an organization I created back in 2018 to bridge the gap between law enforcement and the community. I'm a retired Atlanta police gang detective, but I was raised on the Hold of My Tracks. So I'm from here. I moved back here.
Look at Dirty.
Got a rep for the hood. But at the same time, the reason for creating Clippers and Cops was when I would go get my hair cut in the barbershop, we would have some of the best conversations amongst as men. And so I thought if we could talk about all this other stuff, the game, women, nonsense, why can't we talk about citizen and police engagement? And so when I started it in Atlanta, it was just men. Then I got contacted by a single parent mother saying my son need to be in that room. So then we opened it up to women. I didn't want to open it up to the public right away because I didn't want it to just be a shouting match. I wanted us to really learn something and learn from each other. I've been doing it ever since, every third Thursday of the month in Atlanta since March 1st of 2018. And then when COVID happened, it forced us online to Zoom, which took us to different cities, different states, different countries, different continents. We then went live in Africa, Europe.
That's what's up.
We did a call with the U.S. Embassy in Greece with 25 countries on the call. And doing Clippers and Cops in Atlanta, my barber, shout out to my boy D with Faded Barbershop on Marcus, 2709 Marcus.
He paid for that, didn't he?
He used to cut my hair, and when he would cut my hair, I would get my hair cut at him and then catch a flight to Atlanta to do Clippers and Cops. He's like, Ty, hold up. How you going to Atlanta doing all that and you live here? And so last February, we did the first one at Faded Barbershop, packed the barbershop out, and we've been doing it every third Wednesday of the month here in St. Louis.
You still doing Atlanta?
You
still doing Atlanta too?
Still doing it in Atlanta. I got two homes, man. I'm back and forth in Atlanta once a month because of everything that I started there. I didn't want to just leave it and just move back. But the reason in moving back and seeing what St. Louis can be is guys like him and guys like y'all doing different stuff. Like a lot of people in Atlanta are from St. Louis. And the reason that we moved to Atlanta is for opportunity. And so that's why you'll hear me keep saying, make St. Louis great again. We grew up around the Delmar Divide. I call it the Delmar Divine. You know what I'm saying? Delmar should be something that people come to town like, hey, well, I need to go do that. Delmar. Right. You know what I'm saying? And
They're doing there now.
Right, they're trying. And the thing about it is we get such a bad rap for everything negative when it comes to St. Louis. We the murder capital, we this, we that. Nah, let's start pumping positivity, and that's why I love doing Clippers and Cops, because we can't continue to – the police wasn't created for us, about us, but we can't keep harping on that. We got to change. They work for us. Our mayor is black. You know what I'm saying? We got to hold them accountable for the positions in which they hold. And so that's why I love getting and interacting and educating us about interaction with law enforcement. But in doing it in the barbershop, I noticed that the kids weren't coming. Teenagers, just like you saying. So we do Clippers and Cops Campus Invasion. I was just at Hazelwood Opportunity Center today at the alternative school.
And need to bring you to Normandy.
Man, I go
bring
wherever.
That to Normandy,
I work for Rockwood, so I go wherever. And the reason I say that, I done been to prisons. I done been to the worst kids anywhere. I got expelled myself. So don't let the shirt and tie or what I become fool you. Like the storms that happen in my life helped make me to who I am now. And this didn't happen overnight. But I came from the Hold of My Tracks is deemed the worst area in St. Louis. And if I can grow, and if I can make it there, I feel like I can make it anywhere. And I try to basically show kids that just because you had something bad happen or a storm happen don't mean it's the end of the world. How you get back up and how you prepare, goal setting, and some of the decisions in the company that you keep to change your life. You can't keep doing the same stuff and expecting a different result.
Question. So with the Clippers and Cops, I guess my first question is, how diverse are the cops that's coming?
We open it up to anybody. And a lot of times,
what are you normally getting?
We mainly get black officers, but for the first time for some people, that's the first positive interaction they've had with a cop other than a traffic stop. Yeah. When we go talk to the kids, somebody called, we went to Mitchell County, Georgia 2 weeks ago. For Clippers and Cops Campus Invasion, and older man stopped us. He said, man, you don't even understand the impact you have. I said, what you mean? He said, for these kids that want to come up and take a picture with y'all, you probably just saved one of their life because now they look at police in a whole different way. I'm not saying, no way, shape, or form am I saying every cop and every incident the cop is right. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is get to know the cops, like I said last time I was here, get to know the cops in your neighborhood so that you can have that dialogue to say, hey, what's this? What's that? So you can get some explanation. Tomorrow we're at Up Next Barbershop in Rock Hill. Shout out to Kenny Gordon. They invited us in. We talking about domestic violence. Here in St. Louis, we done had all these domestic violence incidents. But a lot of people experience domestic violence and don't know what to do with it or how
Don't even know that's what it is. Don't even know that's what it is.
Ty, or the cops. So let's say you go in Rockwood, or the cops there, or they from Rockwood.
I can't talk about my job on this show. So.
Okay. Well, no. I'm saying where you go, different areas that you go to, or them the cops from that precinct.
So I reached the tomorrow at Up Next. I reached out to the police, 2 police jurisdictions right there. Reached out to both of them to invite them in, not to come and talk, but to come and listen, to hear the cries of how can I, you know how I feel. How can you ever understand me if you never hear how I feel? How does it feel when you lay me on the hot hood of a car or something like that? Sometimes some officers have never had that interaction. Think about it from a white officer standpoint. You get dropped in Walnut Park, and from the first day you walked in there, everybody doing this to you.
Mean mugging. Yeah.
Nobody never took the chance to get to know you. Well, it's not our responsibility to educate them, but at the same time, some of them could be jagged or become jaded. Like if my family was racist, and then I come to a neighborhood and they shunning me.
I'm gonna keep on being racist.
Right.
Maybe they was right. Maybe they was right. Yeah.
But if you have somebody like I had an older lady, black lady in Atlanta, and I said, you've been in the neighborhood longer than anybody. You should be sitting them on. Well, that's Junior. That's Love's son. He kind of slow, but if you talk to him, give him a candy bar. I don't mean call you slow, but you know what I'm saying. Educate them on what your neighborhood is, and it's gonna be hard for somebody to put their hands on your kid when they know next Thursday we got to meet up in the barbershop and talk about it. Why did you do that to my son and you have my number? You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm trying to do, something different. We can't keep doing the same stuff expecting a different result.
Yeah.
Have you seen the results?
Man, 98% success rate. When I can pull up on my phone where the kids inbox, they find me on social media. And thank you for coming to my school. Thank you for telling us about that. Thank you. Think about it. Through music and entertainment, we been brainwashed. When we went to see Boys in the Hood I went to see Boys in the Hood at Union Station. When they killed the people that killed Ricky, when those boys said, turn your book. Guess what? We stood up and clapped. Right?
Wow.
We didn't even know we just got fed gang retaliation. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what this entertainment and social media is teaching our young people. And if we don't tell them any different, how can we be mad at the result? Give me the little buzzer, bro.
He was in that deep thought. He was in that deep thought.
The shit he done wrote down.
I cried at the end of Boys.
Man, but what I'm saying is with a lot of the movies, I put a presentation together because I thought about, y'all was talking about school when you was up.
Yeah.
And I put a presentation together where I took some of the classic hood movies. Let's go. Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, Juice, New Jack City. Those movies in itself taught us about dope and gangbang.
Yeah.
I ain't know what a Crip in the Blood was until Colors came out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Colors started
saying?
it for a lot of
I was
cities.
already cripping.
A lot of cities found out because of the movie Colors.
But what I'm saying is, who pumping that?
Yeah.
And why are they pumping that to us? You know what I'm saying? Well,
It's
it's
definitely the
educating.
gender.
It's just like when you were speaking about the music aspect. Some of the music is so vulgar. Why are we shocked that our young ladies becoming what they're seeing? It used to be a filter that you used to see, or BET Uncut at night. But now it's all day.
I want to kind of take a stab at, like, of course, those movies.
Yeah, that's what I was on.
They weren't all. I mean, those are pictures that we were actually seeing in real life. It wasn't. That's like a lot of times, like we glorify Godfathers and Scarfaces and Goodfellas and things that are like those are classics. And they on walls in people movies. I mean, restaurants. But then we look at our own craft and make it seem like it was detrimental to us when it's all entertainment.
Scarface was detrimental too.
Yeah.
Some people don't.
But the Godfather was about the mob.
Some people
Some people don't have enough sense to
Differentiate.
But
Help 'em out.
everybody doesn't. It's just like what you were saying. Everybody don't go home to a parent sitting telling them the difference or explaining what you just saw. Those movies helped shape my life. Why? Because I learned a lot of different hood stuff from it. That it's hood educations, but for me, I got 2 educations every day. I got a hold of my track West Side education, and I got a West County education. And then you ball that up, and that's who I am.
Fine, you got to find yourself in between
That's
both.
it.
What has anything piggybacked off of Clippers and Cops?
What you mean?
So let's say it ain't Clippers and Cops. So since they've been doing it, maybe now the cops doing something in the community just because, they met the youth. Is there anything that's piggybacked off of that shit?
The police do a lot of different things. Donnie Walters with the St. Louis Police Department, good friend of mine, met him in implicit bias training in Ferguson. He does a lot of stuff in the community before he ever even met me. What I'm finding is here in St. Louis, we have so many nonprofits and different organizations doing things. We need to partner. We need to work together. If the goal, like y'all was saying before, if the goal is our people, if you got something similar, we got to work together. If you win and we work together, we all win.
Is it easy for you to do that right now, though?
Me?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm saying with the people who already been doing it, is it easy for you to say I want to do Clippers and Cops and they all with it?
I've never had anybody say no.
Okay.
For me, a lot of people don't even know I'm back.
Okay.
I've been back since when I came on the show. I've been back since 20. A lot of people don't even know I'm here. Some people think I still live in Atlanta because I'm back and forth. And as I get ingrained back in it, it's like a lot of stuff. It's like I sit back and watch and try to figure out what can I do to make this city great again. Like I want St. Louis to be all the different places we go. Yeah. Why we can't do that here? Why can't we live without worrying about dumb stuff? Like a lot of the places we don't even want to go because we fearing our own people. We fearing the dumb stuff happen. Nah, I ain't going to the fountain. They're going to break in my car.
Facts.
Huh? No, that's not acceptable. And we know
Until they stop, it is.
Well, once again, we know that's like if I told anybody at this table that you got cancer, what's the first thing you doing? You going to Barnes tomorrow to get checked, right?
If I already got it?
If I say you got cancer, man, we just found this lump, you got cancer. First thing you going is what I need to do to treat it, right? So if we got cancers in our neighborhood, why are we not addressing them so the rest of us can live in happiness?
That's an excellent way to say it.
That's good.
Give him a buzzer again.
Yeah, so.
You only get most you get is 3 buzzers a show, and if you get over that, you can't come back.
You stupid.
So watch what you say.
As you've moved on into that career, I noticed that even the neighborhood, we never gave you any time one time. You never got that at all. Like how easy or how hard was it to be like, man, I don't got time for what y'all doing. This is a path I want to go.
My brothers and sisters didn't let me jump off the porch from day one. I ain't never had one summer I was like, man, these new air raids, I'm finna hit Paige and tell her I'm on the block. And they was like, everybody on the block was like, you gotta go. You gonna be the one that make it. My sister bought my pants, my brother brought my shirts, and my other brother brought my shoes. And my mom was a single parent mother. I feel like I'm the Rose that grew up, and the reason I get the respect in the neighborhood because and everybody else know I'm from the 4700 block of Macmillan. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But I never was scrutinized for doing something different, and I think that's what we have to encourage our young people to do different stuff. Everybody can't do the same stuff. We should encourage some of our young people to everything that made me great as a cop. Guess what? It's other young people that'll be a great cop that can change the profession. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to keep sitting back dictating the same stuff. Nah. I created Clippers and Cops on my own. I didn't ask for permission. I didn't ask anybody if they approved. I did it, and then they had to jump on board. So it's one of those things where we got to start pushing the nerds or the good kids in the neighborhood and saying, hey, keep doing what you do. Hey, bro, keep making that film, bro. Yeah. Because guess what? Those same people, as they make it, then they can reach back and scoop another one of us and take them with them.
That's facts.
I think we're going to say that when you
Yeah.
get one more.
I'm looking at some of the photos now. What's the biggest crowd you ever had?
Man, we done been to schools. Florence, Alabama. We was their first assembly after COVID, so we had the whole entire school.
But y'all still cutting hair too?
No, that was Clippers and Cops Campus and Vegas. Barbershop, it depends on the size of the barbershop. We went to Milwaukee in May. Shout out to Aletta Slaughter. I met her at a conference in Savannah, Georgia.
For y'all who don't know what that is, I don't either.
She out of Milwaukee, but she met me at a conference and she was like, hey, we happen to be on the same flight. So I'm showing her the pictures and the video. She said, I need y'all to come to Milwaukee. They made a whole day out of it. This guy, G's Clippers, he got a old bank with a basketball court in it, and it's a barbershop.
Damn.
Right? And so, once again, they brought us on the radio station, the Tory Lowe Show. He didn't know, just like most people don't know. When they bring us on, they like, oh, yeah, we ain't never had 12 on here. We about to eat y'all alive. No, you're not. I'm prepared for whatever question you have, but I'm a real dude myself. So anything that you want to talk about, are you prepared for my response? And once we were supposed to be there for 30 minutes, we was there for 2 hours.
As you laid out those foundations and those blocks down, and I'm gonna go back to what you just said a couple minutes ago, as far as encouraging that you don't have to lose. You can still be cool, be yourself, just because you become a part of America and having regular jobs and anything. That doesn't lose anything in your life like that. Like I don't have to code switch just because I'm a congressman now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you would often see on my page, I speak about going pro in life. Everybody think they got to go pro in sports or rapping or whatever. And that's cool if you do. But if you take care of your family, you take care of your business, you are a professional adult. And a lot of kids need to see that. We need more kids to be plumbers and learn a trade. You know what I'm saying? Why? It's a lot of money in that. But it's not glorified. We think that's lame. Oh, bro, you lame with them boots on, getting up, going to work.
Sure.
That man go to work and come home and don't have to worry about nobody kicking in his dough. He ain't got to carry no switch or none of that.
He ain't got that drama.
Why? Because he too tired to even be out on the block. And we got to keep pushing different things. We can't keep selling these same narratives that are making these kids crash dummies. You know what I'm saying? Because these kids, did you ever wonder why they call it the trap? When a mouse gets stuck on a trap, what is it? He trapped. And then it take him 5 to 10 years to figure out that he trapped. And then they go back and do what they could have been doing a long time ago. So that we have to start changing the narrative. We can't keep pushing the same BS and expecting these kids to understand. They don't have somebody in their house schooling them. They don't have, like, y'all, I was listening to everything y'all was saying, and y'all spot on. We ain't got the after-school specials saying, this is your brain on drugs. That scared me. That's all I need to see. But I grew up around guys that smoked 6 and 7 blunts a day that started using heroin. You feel me? So for me, I saw it firsthand, and I said, that won't be me.
Is that what made you become a cop?
That definitely, he wasn't here last time. I got expelled from high school. That's when I got to JUCO, my coach was one of my professors was a former FBI agent, and he was like, he didn't know that I didn't even know that I got an awesome education at Rockwood School District, and I was the only black student in the criminal justice major, and he would call on me, Mr. Dennis, what's your take? And I'm like, I'm holding my own. And one day he came to me, he said, what do you want to do with your degree? At 18, I'm like, I don't know, I'm just here to hoop. He said, no, after here. He said, and the lady at my church, when I got expelled, she sat me down. She said, you need to pick a major that you're going to do for the next 40 years. And I'm going through the course catalog, and I'm like, criminal justice, I know crime. And that's how I got into being a cop. Wow. And after hooping with you and I went to a job fair for Atlanta Police Department in downtown St. Louis in 2002. And I went to play ball overseas for 2 years. And then in 2004, I moved to Atlanta, became a cop. Didn't know what I got myself into. But everything that made me different made me great.
That's what's up.
Speak on some of the things you experienced as being a cop, even a former cop.
Retired, bro.
Yeah,
I am physically retired. I got a pension waiting. I am retired. Not former. And the reason I say that,
because he ain't going back.
I had an attorney try to say that, and he kept saying former. Former makes it seem like I got in trouble.
I'm talking about this.
Actually,
you segue. Ray, I didn't know if you feel free to talk about this.
I can't talk too much, but go ahead.
You were on YouTube a couple months ago for testifying for the state of Georgia about
YSL
RICO case. Mm-hmm. How did that why did they want to speak to you?
Because I helped build the case.
Okay.
Back in 2015, Me and my team basically was tasked with somebody got killed, and it went from there. The case is 8 years old. So for the world, for us, this is old news, honestly. And the case ain't about no rap lyrics. They making y'all think it's about rap lyrics. This case is not about rap lyrics. All right, it's about all-out gang war, and y'all are being able to see it play out on live TV, on YouTube, and y'all getting to see, for young people, I wish they would watch it, because you're getting to see people that are close to this man. Tell on. And that's how that's the trap.
Yeah, that's the reality.
That's the reality of it, and it's sad to watch.
It's funny because a lot of times we on here like why do we be wearing T-shirts or slogans saying free so and so and free that, and we already know what they was good for. And I didn't even look at it like you're saying, like we watching people tell on they guy or whatever, or him having to face any type of whatever he's going to face behind it. And then we're watching an empire or a downward spiral of someone who didn't have to make the choices that he made. But I'm glad that people are seeing, not necessarily, it might be two people that listen to it and like, you know what, man, I ain't fucking with that stupid ass shit.
Well, it's one of those things where most people don't, we the show me state, right? Most people don't, in St. Louis, don't believe nothing you saying unless they see it. And with this case, it's just sad to be even being a part of it because there's no winners. At the end of the day, it ain't like after it's over, we like, yeah, we got him. Like, nah, I hate that you weren't productive enough to make change within our community because you had the means and the resources to do so, but you chose to do otherwise. That's the sad part about it. And being a part of it, what's crazy is we scream Black Lives Matter, and these people took black lives, but we're not mad at that.
Did you ever, I'm going to say this, did you ever know any of them personally?
Yes.
Like, was it ever any threats on your life, anything like
Never.
that? Never.
To get respect, you got to give respect. And I respect the hood, and I know how to deal with people. I'm not going to disrespect anybody. Why? Because a man will knock your head off for disrespect. But at the same time, I ain't come at you sideways in no shape or form, and you know what I stand for. The reason that most people, it's called the streets. That's why they got sidewalks. So that you can, if you don't want to be in the streets, you can walk on the sidewalk. Right. Yeah. But the moment you jump off the porch, you know that this the law standing on the other side, and you know what I'm standing for. And at the end of the day, if I wasn't there, then you wouldn't have to do it. You wouldn't have to do what you do, sneak and do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things where it's sad, and that's why I love mentoring and showing young people this ain't what you want. I could personally show you how I could ruin your life. And it's sad because that's one more productive person that can't be in our society making our world better.
Do you have, do you kind of like vet the cops that have come to the Clippers and cops like, man, we ain't trying to be on like nothing too aggressive or nothing like that? I
want them to be their God honest self. But at the same time, I tell any cop or anybody that come, you ain't got to come talk. I want you to come listen. I want you to come absorb what we trying to do. I'm trying to do something different. I ain't saying do this and it's going to change the world. This is what I decided to do. So then I hope I encourage somebody else to step up and do what they trying to do.
Is it a lot of different cops or it's like the same?
It's a different cops every time.
Okay.
And I welcome new cops. When I was in Atlanta, we had the cops in the academy to come, not to listen, to learn. And we did a segment like the Michael Jackson song, The Way You Make Me Feel. You can make somebody want to hurt you by how you treat them.
Right.
And for me, I worked in the hood. So I used to, as big as I'm 6'5", if we could lock up, I could really hurt somebody. But at the same time, I don't even want to go. I don't want to embarrass you in front of your lady. Listen, bro. Go on, walk yourself on out of here so I ain't got to. You might hit me, I might hit you, but if I get on this radio, everybody coming here going to tear you up. So let's go and walk out of here with a straight face. I'll let you cuff up down the street. And guess what? I got more done that way. Or guys in the hood will be like, hey, bro, I owe you one. And when some real stuff happen, people in the hood, everybody in the hood don't like crime. You know what I'm saying? People think just because you getting victimized twice. Because you live there, and I got to operate throughout that and be on go myself. I had a guy that sold dope that told me this. He said, He said, man, the only reason I carry a pistol because everybody else got a pistol. He said, if we get rid of the robbers and the shooters, shit, I just could sell dope and weed. You know what I'm saying? Then I had a gang member tell me this. He said, until you change your peoples and places and things, you can't truly change your life. I said, God, that's profound. He said, if you get locked up and go back to the same hood, you're going to end up doing the same thing. Because working a 9 to 5 is hard to work on 1,000. If you go work a 9 to 5, right, and you just got out or whatever it is, and you waiting on a check for $1,000 2 weeks, and you used to selling a pack that you can make $1,000 in a day, it's hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it trap you because then you sitting there like, bro, this I'm that. But you can sleep well at night. You know what I'm
Selling
saying?
dope is just like using it. It's a drug.
It's a drug. But it is what it
I
is.
see Lucci got 20 years today.
Well, he got
10 and 10.
man. Well, don't believe the hype. He got 20, do 10, but they just amounted to 3. He'll be
It's
out
just
in
been
3.5 months. So
They
don't
said
believe
it's
that.
all gonna be probation.
But at the
3.5
end of the day,
months?
yeah. Well, he already did almost 3.5 to 4. But at the same time, for me, once again, I hope the young brother get out and change his life. I don't want him to stay in jail forever. But at the same time, if you went to do a drive-by, your friend got killed and you push your friend out the car, that's some messed up stuff. Like, that's some heartless stuff. But we still saying free this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when are we going to hold each other accountable?
I think a lot of it got to do with the prison system too.
The prison system is horrible too.
Because
I was just gonna say.
people going to jail, like I know some young, they going to jail doing the exact same shit they doing here.
You want to know why? Because somebody in the jail probably make $30,000.
Yeah, they make a lot
And
of
so
money.
if somebody say, hey, I'll give you $1,000 for every cell phone you bring in here.
Man, come on with it.
Right, and you locked up too for 8 hours every day. You making relationships with these guys. Y'all, hey boy, you good? You see the game? Like, yeah, y'all cool. So I totally understand. I don't agree with it,
Right.
but I understand it.
I don't, being a former alumni of
Alumni.
there's a way out of jail when you're there without doing, I mean, they got plenty of programs if that's what you into. You know what I'm saying?
It's a choice.
Right.
In life, everything is a choice, man. Like you get the life in, and it's hard. But at some point, you got to decide what type of life you want. You know what I'm saying? If you want fast money, fast life, whatever, fast consequences come with
You
that.
gotta count the cost.
I remember I was telling my mom everything. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. She's like, well, you could have did that at home, right? Right.
You better try to hear that, man.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
You didn't have to go away to do that. You know what I'm
But
saying?
at the same time, we don't have that guidance. If you don't have a big homie or somebody in your life telling you these things, some of us have to learn the hard way. You gotta test the water to find out. But then some people, when you touch that stove and you get burnt, some people like how I feel, and some people say, "This me. This what I'm gonna do. This what I'm gonna want my life to be."
That's when you just distance yourself from them.
You got to decide for yourself if you want to be a part of that or what you want for your life. And a lot of times, your friends ain't got no dreams and aspirations. So most of the time, they gonna pull you in.
They
with,
gonna pull you
hey,
right
bro,
down with 'em."
all we gotta do. What you mean? All we gotta do? Why you can't do it by you? What you need me for?
Right.
I guess any way we can motivate people to embrace the journey. I haven't used this phrase in a long time. Immediate gratification has always been a problem in our community. But if we could get our kids, even our adults, to embrace the journey of not taking any shortcuts, even the small failures that you get on the way to success, that would be a lot more. We just got to get more positive messages going and more positive examples.
It's hard being positive because at the same time, it makes the journey. I heard y'all was saying, "What about the money?" Fam was saying, "What about the money?" Yeah, I know you want the check and all that. At the end of the day, I think about my legacy. What type of legacy am I leaving? And I got 3 kids myself. What are they seeing me be? And hopefully they pick up on it and be something positive for something that outlives you. The thing about life is all the skills that you learn is leaving it. All of us gonna leave here someday. You gotta leave. What happens after you go? If you ain't taught nobody nothing, guess what? Everything that you know die with you.
You live for nothing.
Yeah, so leave a legacy that lives on long before you did. At the end of the day, I can hold my head high in 2 cities because I ain't never did nothing wrong to nobody. I ain't never nothing. But anybody that know me know what I'm about, and I stand on it. What do you say? I stand on business.
As far as
send it to
the
you
topic
that
that we
bad
were
back.
speaking on,
He's stupid. That's what I was sending them little seashell I got over there. What you talking about?
Hey, watch yourself, sir.
everybody.
I was low like a mother.
You better not lean back too far in that church. You're going to be over there on that little couch. You're going to go viral for the wrong reason.
And Jerry Hill is gonna make you pay
Not
for
for
it.
cops.
Speaking on what my man Christopher directed this movie about missing, has that ever caught your attention? Missing children or missing?
I've heard. So in Atlanta, sex trafficking is huge. People think the strip club is just girl wanting to dance. Not
Half
at
of them
all.
are forced up in there too.
Exactly. A lot of them are getting pimped out with they paying the table dance they gave and that $20 you left, they probably get $5. Because they got to pay the business and they got to probably somebody else sitting there watching them waiting on their cut. And that's the sad part because a lot of young girls move to Atlanta chasing like they used to move to Hollywood back in the day. I want to be a star. And a guy that's really into that pimping stuff might get in there like, ooh, baby girl, you cute. Ooh, I got a job for you. And before you know it, she doing what she do. And
You ever thought about writing a movie? Or
Me?
co-writing a movie? Yeah.
Man, I got so many movies in the. You want to know what's crazy, man? When I was a cop, explaining stuff to the powers that be, I used to make PowerPoint presentations, and I learned it from somebody else. Man, I got so many scripts ready to go.
Bro, you man right there.
I know.
Right.
And the reason for it is being visual, like helping people see what your vision is. It's like I can tell you something, but to see it and to make it makes sense is a whole nother thing. And you're trying to entertain. So even when I talk to the kids, I remember being in school. You remember you used to be in school and you used to be sitting there like, man, I think about a presentation like I want to entertain but educate at the same time. And a lot of these kids, like, we dissect rap songs. We might put up a song and go through the lyrics. And some of the kids don't even realize what they're saying because it got a tight beat to it.
So, and by you being retired, did you feel like you can do more being retired than actually on?
I sure do. And the reason I say that is because there's restrictions with me not. That's like retired, right? Well, that's a retired. And I feel like there's restrictions. And somebody put in the comments, they said, man, you started becoming bigger than the department. I didn't feel like I'm bigger than the department.
And that's what I was going to ask you.
Well,
That's
it's restrictions.
that's what I was getting to.
restrictions in what I can and what I can't do and say to an extent.
Okay.
But going back to what I said previously, nobody gave me permission to do Clippers and Cops. How can somebody that ain't doing it right themselves tell me what to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if we sit back and wait for them to tell me what to do, when that's going to be. Right?
Was there any kickback down there from?
Nope.
You said none.
Man, the chief come. The Chiefs then came in Atlanta. The mayor come. Mayor Dickens in Atlanta, Andre Dickens, pretty much got elected coming to Clippers and Cops because he was able to speak and be real. Where you could talk, like literally talk to him and ask him, hey, what y'all doing about this, and this? You know what I'm saying? And I welcome Tashara Jones to come. I welcome anybody. We not going to let nobody come in there and rip you apart at the end of the day. But at the same time, this real and raw. This ain't scripted. This ain't somebody candy coated. I want you to be open because this might be the only opportunity that you get a chance to ask that question and get an actual feedback.
With the positive message that you're spreading, would you ever take on another role to spread your message as if politics, anything like that?
People ask me that all the time. Would I be interested in politics?
I ain't gonna do them other people time.
I'm just saying.
I'm
For
just
fact,
letting
you
you know,
just
dog. I'm
asked
just
me
letting
would
you
I
know,
be
dog.
interested. Right now, I don't think so
No, fucking
because
with
I still got some West Side in me, and when
might
they
be
be
what
going,
they need.
but when they be going back and forth on the debates and stuff,
Bitch, I ain't
that
got time.
little bro, I still got some hands.
Boy, you be president in 30 days.
Exactly.
Bitch, I ain't got time for this.
Exactly, but at the same time, I think, and we are the change that we want
Gotta
to
get
see.
him some votes.
You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that we talking about and all the stuff that we want, we are the change. We ain't nobody coming to, until God come back. Ain't nobody gonna save us. Ain't nobody coming to save St. Louis. We have to save ourselves. We have to partner with different people and get out of that crabs in the bucket mentality to pump each other up. What you got? You got a movie? Share your man. Sometimes all it takes is sharing your friend's stuff.
That's
I
it.
think the difference between you and 99.9% people that come on the show is, get my buzzer ready, is that we always talk about changing.
Right.
and you actually doing it.
Hey, well, thank you for that, Fat.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, it's not. This ain't a fly by night thing. Like you, I heard it. You've been doing it. I've been doing it since 2004. The moment I walked in the door, I used to volunteer at South Atlanta High School and go talk to the kids. And from that, every assignment I got, I made it a part of my assignment. And at first, people used to make jokes. Oh yeah, get tired of Clippers and cops them. Right. But then when you, right, because you know that's how that's most people are gonna laugh.
But how they say it?
Go Clippers and cops, right? Most people are gonna laugh at something that they are. Most people are scared to accomplish things of their own. Mm-hmm. So when you come at them with an idea of something, like, nigga, that lame as hell. Like, ain't that bull, right?
Secretly wishing they did it themselves.
There you go.
Or had that connection.
Most people haven't accomplished most of their own dreams, and when you tell them about your dreams and aspirations, they're gonna laugh at you.
Instead of just jumping in with you.
Not even jumping in with you. Big up you, encourage you. You know what I'm saying? This man, y'all, you just said y'all had 5 black filmmakers come in here. That's huge. That means the content that you want to see on the tube, whether it's Tubi, YouTube, or whatever, they have the opportunity to put it up there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we have to big up them and work with them, encourage them. He got a flyer, share it. You share you if Jay-Z say share it, you gon' share it. Oh, I love Jigga. Right? And you don't even know this
I'm
man.
asking for some tickets first.
You stupid. So would you take the money or would you take the money or the dinner?
Man, the money.
I'm just checking.
Come on, man.
He's just making sure.
Is anybody at this table not taking the money?
Man, some people feel like he gonna put them up onto some other game and
Not
get them
over
more
no
money.
dinner.
Not at this table.
Listen,
Not in
I'm with
no
you.
dinner.
I'm with you.
You crazy if you take the money.
Dirty, Dirty, you didn't answer.
Don't take the money.
I didn't have to answer. That's self-expensive.
The only way I think about doing it, he better be like, I'm finna promote your podcast to the fullest, and by the time we get done, you're gonna have 10 million views. Then I think about it.
Right.
But it'll have to be some incentive. It has to be worked out already.
I'm gonna tell y'all, like with anything,
gonna be
y'all
scripted.
keep doing what y'all doing, man. Think of y'all own growth. You know what I'm saying? And y'all giving a platform to us. You know, and it's raw and it's here and hit the buzzer.
He already had too
I
many.
was there. I was there. Listen, I came on when we was at the other spot. You know what I'm saying? It's growth. This is growth.
He leads the league.
With anything, you gotta build a foundation. I tell the kids this, right? When you look at a tree and it's standing up right, how is it standing up right? Because of the foundation, the roots. If you ain't got good roots, if you don't know how to read, write, or whatever, how can your tree stand up right? It's gonna lean over, and then when the wind or some storm come, your tree fall down.
Because the storm coming.
It's coming,
storm
but
comes,
all
can't
storms
avoid
ain't
it.
meant to harm.
Exactly.
Think about it. You
And
need a
not
new roof.
forever.
You need a new roof, right? And you can't pay for it, and God send a tornado through there and rip down your whole house, and now hood
You're
could
welcome.
be your new house.
You're welcome.
Some people will be mad, right? When that was God's way of getting you what you needed,
God
and
sent
then
no
some.
tornado.
That's it.
I'm just
The
saying.
devil sent the tornado,
Sorry.
but God sent
No,
tornado.
God can
No,
send
no.
the storm. God sends something.
He would look. He
I
look.
got you a new
How
roof.
can you
will
prepare
send
for
the
the
storm.
Sorry
how
about
can
the
you
other
prepare
10
for the
people that-
storm if you ain't never been through that?
Everything has a purpose, and sometimes.
Hey, let's not talk about religion.
Devil for
Let's
certain
not
things.
do it. Let's not
Don't
do
mistake
it.
it for it.
Let's
Don't
stay with
mistake
clippers
it
and
for it.
movies.
Clippers and movies.
Movies and
She
clippers.
about to get me on
Man,
You
don't
can.
do it.
You
Don't
can.
do it. Don't do it.
King,
The Kingdom's Evolution is every Sunday from 12 in the morning to 1 in the morning.
But I hope y'all can stop by tomorrow, man. I would love for y'all to just stop by and
Marcus?
listen. It's on Manchester in Rock Hill.
Oh,
That Up Next Beauty and Barber Salon.
Man, y'all good. All the police gonna be there. They gonna be your friend. You ain't gotta worry about
Hey,
them.
I
That
ain't
suspended
worried about no
license
police.
dirty. He's got nervous, didn't he? Oh, man. My tags ain't right.
I got diplomatic plates on my car.
He said diplomatic. Hey, man, hey, you know my face, right?
Right.
So when you see me, bro.
But where do you think that come from? Interacting.
Yeah.
Like when you interact and get to know, think about it. In suburban communities, you want to know what they do when the cop comes. They say, hey, this is my son, Junior. Hey, Junior, take the policeman hand. Now, granted, they get treated different in some aspects, but it gives you access.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like I say, I live in U City. The one reason why I still stay there because I coach with cops, so I know almost all of them.
Right.
And I done did some shit to where I should have cuffed up, but they don't. Man, take his ass home.
Right.
My man. My man.
Have you got accused of anything?
What you mean?
Like by your colleagues because just because how you are so connected with the
Man, when you a real one, you real everywhere in every aspect of where you go. Yeah. I'm real on the Holdermont tracks. I'm real in the Atlanta Police Department. I'm real in the Clippers and Cops. I am the same person.
Well, you got your haters though. You got your how the fuck he's so cool with them? Why they respect him the way? Because I witnessed it. I've hopped out the cars and see you standing out front and see everybody like
I have to fuck
and
me
watch
up too.
4 or 5 other cops. They don't say shit to. They go straight to you. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Because once again, it's when I became a cop. In the morning I would get in at 7 o'clock. It was me and a white guy, Robert Stack. Nobody wanted to come on Boulevard where we worked. I would talk with. They had shifts. They sold dope in shifts. So when we came in at 7, the guys that was getting off from overnight would be getting off, and the other guys was coming in.
See you later, George. He had his lunch pail.
But when they came in, we had to sit down and have an understanding. If everybody in here got dope, what is locking up her gonna do? Nothing. So listen, y'all can't be standing right here. Why? Because when my supervisor comes through here, it's gonna make me look like I'm not doing my job. And every now and then you might get somebody be like, man, Dennis, get the hell out. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Okay, you just checked into Madison Square Garden. Now it's time for us to play ball. So then I'm gonna go pack hunting, find that pack, and hit your pocket. Turn that dope in here, your case number if you want your dope back.
The money too.
All it ain't gonna be no money. It's gonna be dope.
I'm just fucking with you.
I don't.
When you said pack hunting,
man, no, they ain't gonna stash the money. They used to stash the dope. And once they stash the dope, I don't want the dope. I don't even want to do. I'm gonna do the case number just so you know I'm not no dirty mug. I don't want the dope. If you want this dope, go get it. But guess what? The next time I speak to you, I bet you go away. I only got to do it one time.
Mm-hmm. He right down.
For real.
But that's hood. But that's what I'm saying about having people from the neighborhood being able to understand the hood. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to lock everybody up. Like, at the end of the day, locking everybody up ain't accomplishing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because usually they're going to get out anyway. Yeah. But I can't if I allow you to compromise my badge, then I'm no good. What am I good to the rest of the people? Miss Johnson that's pushing the stroller trying to go, and y'all standing out there selling dope, you a problem to her. She can't even do what she needs to do. You know what I'm saying? That's how you have to think. Like, man, get out of here.
It was different growing up, though. We respected Miss Johnson. Though.
That's correct.
Like, hey, man, move, man.
That is correct. Or y'all might even help Miss Johnson with her groceries. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Where Miss Johnson might say, yeah, they're a nuisance, but I ain't going to even call the police on them. But now they like, man, that ain't my mama. Get Miss Johnson.
Do you
and then, huh?
Go ahead.
And Miss Johnson, she been there the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part, like, I hate about, like, with redevelopment and gentrification. Because then Miss Johnsons, when the money come in, she didn't wavered the storm. Now they trying to push Miss Johnson out. They didn't raise the taxes so high where Miss Johnson can't afford it no more.
Miss Johnson, things happen.
Moving a lot of staples.
Hey, the Lord moved you, Miss Johnson, to bring the passage.
Think about it. Her and her husband was on a fixed income as teachers, worked at the post office for 35 years.
Things happen.
They paid off their house, and now they been staying there. They got the same house.
Miss Johnson, you got to update this house, Miss Johnson.
Miss Johnson should be able to stay there, or they should have funding to help Miss Johnson update.
They gonna help us
because we can't develop the whole block if Miss Johnson's house look ragged. So give her a piece of the pie too.
Yeah. We can't develop the block until the cops come in and get rid of the bad guys. Then we can redevelop the block.
But you got to look out for everybody. I'm just fucking
with you. I'm fucking with you. Do you encourage youngsters to be cops?
I do, but don't let my biggest fear when I became a cop was letting my badge change me. I was like, I don't want to be like them. I saw Lakeshaw and all them. I grew up on Macmillan. I saw Scanlon, Lakeshaw, No Tice, all of them. From afar, I was able to see it when you the good one,
right?
And you in the hood, it's almost like you front row at the fight, and you able to see all the bull, right? And I made it a point. I don't want to be nothing like that. But at the same time, while I didn't want the badge to change me, I left changing it by just being myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm encouraging younger people to think about it. When I moved to Atlanta, man, I moved when I was 25 years old. I had a free rent apartment making $50 an hour at the club every night. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
I saw you
When
down
Love
there.
and
I saw
Nelly
you down there
them
a
used to
couple
come to compound, they'll be like, Ty, what you doing? What's up, boy? Let me holler at you. Yeah. I'm seeing everything they get to see. Front row seat. You know what I'm saying?
Cause y'all wasn't doing shit.
No.
Didn't look like it. Every time I saw you was out there chilling with everybody else.
Well, yeah, because it ain't my job to do nothing until something. My job is to make sure y'all have a good time and everybody go home safe.
Well, you did a good job.
Well, thank you. As long as don't nobody do no dumb stuff, we good. Hey, that's a compliment. See?
We had a good time.
If you're just tuning in to What Up Doe Radio, tonight we had the pleasure of Christopher R. Daniels, director of the new movie Missing in STL. Also, we had the double pleasure of being joined by Tyrone Dennis of Clippers and Cops. And you got a lot of more badges than just Clippers and Cops. It's been a wonderful show this evening. Oh, we got more Black Power walking in the building. Benny Red. Boy, you just hustle man.
Hustle man. I got some watches.
I got these watches. $10, Chief.
Hey, my man, what did it look like? Look like them hard.
$10, Chief. But yeah, tomorrow we at Up Next, man. I would encourage y'all to just stop by for a second, just so y'all can get a feel for it yourself.
What time it start?
It starts from 6 to 8. And usually how it start off a little slow. And then once everybody get comfortable, the conversation takes a mind of its own. But all we ask is respect whoever got the floor. That's it.
I'm going to send my son out there instead of myself.
He got good tags.
Yeah, he most definitely
He's like,
No, I
good
just-
tags.
They matter. I gotta drive through right here to get to work. They matter.
What's the most asked question?
Man, the biggest question that I got is, why y'all keep killing us?
Yeah. See that.
And that question is profound, and I love when I'm asking it because at the end of the day, nobody losing their life is acceptable, let alone a cop. But each situation is different.
Well, you part of the cop or the regular or the regulars now? You both.
What you mean?
When I'm hearing cops versus Clippers, I'm thinking that we coming to talk to some cops. So are you on the cop side or you on the?
The names came from the Clippers stand for the
I-
barbershop
yeah,
and then the
but-
cop. Me, I'm a civilian, technically.
No, that's all.
You know what I'm saying? But with 16 and a half years of experience and being able to, I'm able to correlate the two and help anybody. I call it, excuse my French, it's called endum. And I make it make sense. I can't say that, brother. I'm a professional adult. I can't say words like that. And the reason I say that is I'm able to correlate. I'm able to correlate both sides and help people understand it from both perspectives. That's the role I play in.
Why has something like this never been done in juvenile? Like a conversation of children or young adults who make the wrong decisions early or have such a thing against the police that, because the conversation needs to be had.
Right.
It's almost like you're grandfathered into disliking the police because of all of this negative that you have on you. And a lot of the kids that are there have bad home situations.
Right.
So, it's a start somewhere. And at some point, they don't care anymore. They don't fear anything. They don't give a damn about anybody or anything. And it takes them to the next part of penitentiary.
And think about it in the black community, though. In some instances, since we was little kids, some kids are being told, you better act right before I get that policeman to get you. Mm-hmm. And it creates the boogeyman syndrome. And so when you get older, you still see that same boogeyman, right? And so then when you get pulled over, a lot of young people, even though they ain't really did nothing, they think as soon as I get pulled over, run. Mm-hmm. And then for some cops, they're going to chase you. You know what I'm saying? And like I tell people, I don't know you, you don't know me. I used to say, I'm just trying to make it home to my family. You trying to make it home to your family as well. You know what I'm saying? That's why we discussed at Clippers and Cops Campus Invasion the traffic stop. Do's and don'ts on the traffic stop. What should I do when I get pulled over? Why? To try to help educate them. Where else are they having these conversations? They're not telling young people what to do. Some kids think, run, fight, whatever, until you educate them on, man, it's very simple. Can you record while you get stopped? Yeah. But at the same time, I'm human. Don't put the camera in my face talking about I'm recording you. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because first instinct, if I did that right now, you're going to smack it out your face. And so it's like just trying to educate them to see it from both perspectives.
I listened to Walker he made a statement about it. I don't know if he was just saying it to be politically correct or anything, but it made a lot of sense. He said, I don't care if I'm in a small town or anything. I'm just gonna do what they say because I don't know what kind of day they having. And this is their life. They see this, that, and the third every day. So why do I even want to bother them today, especially if I ain't on no bullshit?
I'm not saying. For me, I'm not saying you got to tread lightly.
Exactly.
But when you give respect, you get respect. It's hard for somebody to be rude and a jerk when you're being so nice. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you go to McDonald's, right? And the girl gets smart with you in the drive-thru. If you get smart back with her, by the time you get to the window, y'all amped up, ready to go. And some cops are angry and
Right.
some are. But everybody isn't. As a cop, it's like you remember Forrest Gump? He was like, it's like a box of chocolates. Every call all day, I don't know. It might say it's a mint and I bite into it and it's a cherry. You know what I'm saying? I might just watch somebody's brains get blown out. And then I got to come deal with whatever I got to deal with. Now, that's not your fault. And that's not making an excuse because you deserve the same service that anybody else deserves. But at the same time, as adults, some of us push what we going through out on everybody else. We want to spaz out and, no, you can't talk, whatever. And it's like, calm down. And it goes for the officers too, though.
Are you available for hire for motivational speaking?
Man, always. GoPro in life. TyroneJDennis.com, ClippersandCops.org. Clippers and Cops is on every social media
Is
platform.
it free? Is Clippers and Cops free?
In some instances, yes. In some instances, no. Because if we traveling and stuff like that, it's a cost. If we have to take off work, it's got to be a cost.
I was making sure.
But we're a nonprofit.
I know he was saying come to Normandy. So
We're a nonprofit.
One of our listeners wants to know, has this program been proposed in elementary schools?
I have a presentation for elementary. I have one for middle school. I have one for high school. I have one for older kids. And I tailored that because talking about a traffic stop with a kindergartner ain't going to work. Talking about it with a middle school kid. So we talk about police interaction for a middle schooler and different things. Like we change it up. Some stuff for a younger audience. Like for the younger audience, we talk about respect, hygiene, different stuff like that. Littering and different stuff because some of us think once we eat a wrapper, just throw it in the sewer and then we wonder why the backyard flooded.
My son.
Ben, what you got in that box, man? Benny, what you got in the box, man? We gotta make some room for Benny in the box, man.
Man, I proposed to leadership as an ongoing series. They have funding for these exact type programs.
Hit us up on the website, clippersandcops.org. Any email. My buddy actually, Tyrone Finney, he deals with the emails and he shoots them to me whenever people reach out.
Usually responding yourself?
Tyrone Finney, I'm Tyrone Dennis. It's two of us.
No, I was just saying because I seen it pop up and it was like we'll respond.
That's one of my boy, OK Curry, my boy Curry. So it's a team of us in Atlanta. And so basically what I did is picked different officers that I knew. I didn't want it to just be me. So I picked different officers. We got light-skinned Mike, Michael Carter, white Mike, Michael Stiles, he's a WSB news reporter, Maurice Sweeney, he's a radio personality, Dante Booker, Kim Underwood, Tyrone Finney, Andre Lowe, and then Reuben Houston. Me and Reuben met, I arrested him in 2015. And he actually comes with us and tell his story because he had one of the top songs in the country at the time. And when I arrested him, we was out there from 3 to noon and recovered 11 pounds of weed, $43,000 in cash. And
what song did he have?
If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. And
You
he
know
was
him, love?
right.
How do we know that?
Well, what happened is, and people might ask, how did y'all become friends? When it was time to take them in, I'll stop at Chick-fil-A for myself. I'm human. I'm hungry. We've been out there since.
But you had him in the back of the car?
He was in the back of the car. I said, "Do you want something?" He's like, "There ain't no snitch." I'm like, "I don't need you to. I already got you." But I'm a human. I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and eat in front of you. And from that he was shocked. And so after that, never talked or anything. 4 years later, I see him working the fair. And he started walking toward me. So I started like, oh, here we go. Thinking it was like that.
Putting your gloves on.
Right. And he was like, nah. He said, man, I want to shake your hand. And I was like, for what? He was like, man, you the first cop to treat me like a human being. He said, if you ever need me in anything that you're trying to do with these young people, called me. And the first time we went to Georgia Tech to speak to their basketball team and their football team. He played football at Georgia Tech. He came with us. He comes with us now. When he tells his story,
That's awesome.
he was about to go pro in football, got jammed up, and then he was going pro in rap and got jammed up again. So he's like every hood kid's every hood kid's dream. And then they like, how are y'all friends? And you ain't mad at them and stuff like that. And so it's just one of the things, you never know what type of impact you can have on somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Little things can impact somebody. Because when he saw me, he said, man, that's all I ate for 4 days. So I'm like, I'm not thinking.
Shit in jail, B. I ain't eating that shit, man. I ain't finna be over shit in front of you.
So dumb.
For a traffic ticket.
Propose to the new show is all I'm going to say. They have fun. Please do.
There's another episode of What Up Doe Radio. We had some great guests this evening. Appreciate you guys and your dialogue that you dropped and the gems that you dropped for us tonight.
Awesome.
I encourage everyone to go check out Missing in STL. When is that again?
This Friday, 7. Well, this Friday it opens. It'll be in Galleria 6 Cinemas for 2 weeks.
Okay, and Clippers and Cops is at where again?
Up next,
Up
barbershop and salon in
Rock Hill.
And it's from 6 to 8 tomorrow. The flyer is in your photos right there.
That's first come, first serve. I mean, first come getting in.
Man, honestly, I love when it's packed out. It's like a rap battle and everybody's standing around talking. You can just feel that's why I say come, because when y'all come, you can feel the energy for yourself. And you feel like it's a start. You know what I'm saying? And it's networking. You get to meeting people that you ain't even know they did. Like a lot of times people have different programs where we only cater to 13-year-old. Well, he catered to 14-year-old. Y'all need to be working together so they transition right into you and stuff like that. So it's an opportunity to network and pool our resources together.
All right. And the red carpet premiere for the film is this Friday at 7. It's the 7 o'clock show. That's when we're doing the red carpet, the Q&A with the actors. That's when that one's going down. And we actually got the organizations from the missing people. The various different organizations are all coming together. And they doing the talk back with the audience too.
Oh, that's awesome.
I need to put you in touch with Bird. He did the girl who got decapitated back in the early 80s. He did a documentary. Man, it was an awesome documentary.
Jane Doe.
Yeah, near the Cabinet Courts. Jane Doe.
Well, hey, you know us. We'll be here next Tuesday, same time, same track channel. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Headed down to the Fry Factory tonight. Come get you a bag.
And I went to the dentist today. I hate the dentist. But Forest Park Dental was like the best dentist experience I've ever had.
They got black.
Shout out to Mulligan, and Ollie. The best thing I've ever experienced in my life. Period.
She got a lap dance, but she got a tooth pulled.
I did. And a titty massage.
See everybody.
And a titty. Don't be
I'm
saying
just kidding.
It's gonna be a lot of people out there.
I'm just kidding.
Hilarious.
Oh man.
Appreciate y'all having me, man. It's fun.
Off the steps in the summer heat, blessed to be amongst the rest. It's a younger me, Mark next, Adidas sweats, Lee's Dungle V's, BVD under T's. Shit, I hung with G's, everybody reppin' they